Hey guys, I'm Demetria, your friendly content strategist, and I love helping women entrepreneurs as well as solopreneurs and creatives get your content out there and start creating. That's basically what I'm here to help you do here on YouTube. I want to help you get moving and started and motivated with your content creation because you have a passion inside of you that you want to share with an audience, but sometimes we just need a little assistance, a little help, a little motivation from a friend. And so I'm your content creation strategist friend out here in YouTube land. Now, I wanted to talk today about the loneliness of being a solopreneur and how we don't need to be lonely. Okay, so I really highly recommend not being lonely. Okay, it's isolating and it's debilitating to feel like you're doing everything on your own. Now, as a solopreneur, granted, there are going to be days where we do feel lonely because a lot of the things we do is on our own. And to be honest, it can be sabotaging to ourselves because we feel like, well, if I'm going to be by myself anyway, I may as well kind of stay holed up in my office, in my house, and figure this thing out. And maybe I won't get any progress made because I don't have anyone to reach out to and I don't know really what to do and what steps to take. And then we get stuck because being a solopreneur doesn't feel like we have the collaboration and the climate that allows us to have team meetings and get us motivated. So that's why a lot of us end up going back to work because it's just easier, I guess, in many ways than being a business owner, and especially a creative that has to figure it all out from scratch. But I'm here to tell you that as a solopreneur, you do not have to do it all by yourself. So here are a couple of tips I have for you and what has saved me over the last 2 decades from having to burn out with doing everything myself. Granted, I have burned out a few times, so that's why I can give you some valuable lessons because I've learned my lessons. So I'm here to help you not have to go through the same things that I've gone through. My first tip for you is to start with your inner circle. Because I guarantee you, there are people around you. Somehow, some way, you've got somebody in your life, I hope, that you care about, that loves you and cares about you, that is a friend or someone you know. Maybe it's your kid's friend's mom, or maybe it's a group that you go hiking with, or maybe it's people that from time to time you go out for coffee. You need to see what they're up to and what kind of projects they're working on. If they have jobs, what is going on at their work and what kind of help does their job need, their company, and just asking around. Maybe it's your church group if you are in a faith-based community, and start really talking about what you do and put that on the table so they know what you offer and they can plug you in, because a lot of times people are a lot more helpful than you think, and they're going to plug your name when they hear, oh, so-and-so said that they needed a marketer, or they needed someone to help with pet sitting if you got a pet sitting business, or they needed someone to help with graphic design if you're a graphic designer. And then they get you connected that way. So connections are possible, but only if we get out there and get out of our 4 walls and get out and start talking to people, making connections over coffee, having meetups with friends or with our kids' friends' parents at school or something like that, right? PTA parents or whatever. Start making connections, get yourself out there and figure out what people need in your community. Sometimes it's a community group. Sometimes it's something local happening in your community where you can get involved. So find out and plug yourself. So that's for your local groups, but you can also join online groups, and it goes without saying, there's just so many online groups you can join, but Facebook is the first social media platform that comes to mind when it comes down to groups. Join a Facebook group, don't lurk around, actually contribute and offer your advice, offer your help, and see how you can be of service. And this is how I was able to form community and partnerships, by jumping onto Facebook and seeing what the needs were and creating partnerships with people. So we ended up being on each other's podcasts, or I was part of their webinars and they were part of my events. And so this is how you form connections. You got to get out there and start talking. So being a solopreneur does not have to be lonely. Sometimes you can jump on a call with somebody on Zoom, have coffee and chat together and find out that you can help each other in so many unique and valuable ways. So I highly suggest it. That leads me to tip number 3, which is virtual summits or local events happening in your community. Maybe there's a telesummit happening in your industry. Maybe your community is having something that is like a mixer or a business meeting. See if you can be a part of it. I've gone all the way over the bridge. I'm in the San Francisco area, so I've gone over there to attend events before. Some things are free, some things cost a little something, but you want to be confident enough about what you bring to the table, about your business and your offerings, so that when you do show up, you can share confidently what you do. So I do have a course for you. It's called Content with Confidence, and I'm plugging that now while I'm talking about confidence, because I think it's so important to be confident in how you show up. So you'll see a link to that down below, and you can purchase that course at any time. It is on sale during certain holiday seasons, but it's evergreen. So anytime you want to get a boost, you can with that course. So I hope you'll join it. But yes, that's something that I totally recommend, is seeing what's happening in your community and just get involved. Fourthly, you just sometimes have to create your own events. It might not even be out there. It's not something that always is available to you. So maybe you can't find something you can be a part of that really suits your taste at the time. Well, create your own thing. Okay, create your own mastermind, create your own event, and invite people to come to it. So hopefully you have a list. So start building your list, your email list, invite them to your event. Tell them, hey, we're having this event on Zoom on Tuesday night at 7. I want those of you who are interested in whatever you do for your business to come on out and join me and let's chat. And you never know how many people in that on your list are super interested in talking to you in person on Zoom, and they will be there. Even if just a handful show up, that just shows you that there are people that are totally and completely interested in what you're offering. So start having events. And my last tip for you is I want you to think about building relationships and not just contacts. So yes, people who join your list are a contact on your list, but in order for them to be truly a part of what you're doing, you want to try to form a relationship with them. Now, maybe you have 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people on your list. You can't have a one-on-one relationship with all of them, but you can show up in a way that makes you available to them in some capacity. You can't do one-on-ones with everyone, but you can do one-to-many with a group coaching or with a mastermind or a summit or something of value like that. So just make yourself available and start to build relationships with the people that are being faithful to you. And that could mean that you are collaborating on some project together that you're working on. Just making yourself available, I think, is the main thing, because when your followers see that you are just like them, that you just want to hang out with them and be with them, it just makes them feel all the more connected to you and your work. Then they'll want to tell other people about you and what you do. Also, when you are making space in your life for them, it shows them that you truly care about them. You care because you're giving your time and your energy to be with them. And they will bend over backward to share about you and what you offer. They will tell their friends about you. They will share your blog posts. They will share your videos. They won't mind because you have shown that you care for them. So those are my tips for you. Those are the things that have worked for me over the years. Anytime I had webinars, teleseminars, group coaching, anytime I've done something like that, it has always been a benefit to me and in my business, of course, but to me personally, because I saw that the work that I was bringing to the table wasn't a lonely work. And as a solopreneur, I'm not lonely because I'm surrounded by people that care about what I do and benefit from what I do and that love what I'm offering to them. So I don't feel lonely. You know, even though I'm doing all this work on my own, I'm not doing it on my own. I need them and they need me. So for this to work as a partnership, I need my clients and customers to be in collaboration with me so that we can work together. I can continue doing the work that I do and they can continue being great with what they're doing, and we can promote each other. So I promote them, they promote me. I love it. And I think that's just one unique way of looking at business, that you're not a one-woman show or one-man show, doing your own thing out on an island by yourself where no one notices because you're tucked away in your house in the basement somewhere, coding away and nobody knows about you. But the thing is, once you've done the hardcore labor of your work, the core of your work, whatever that happens to look like, then you need to think about other parts of your business that work together to form a whole. And those parts are being in a collective mode with the world around you, networking with other people, right? And bringing those people into your work in a valuable way for everyone. You can't get any value out of holding yourself up behind a wall by yourself. Nobody knows what you're doing if you're just behind your four walls. You have to get out somehow, even as an introvert. I have a video about being an introvert, and I don't apologize for being an introvert. I love who I am and how I was wired and created. I'm going to keep being an introvert. I am an ambivert, so I'm a little introverted and a little extroverted depending on the circumstance, but I am mostly introverted, and I get my energy by being by myself, and I enjoy it. I don't not like being by myself. It's perfectly fine. But caveat, there are moments that I really need to be around people to get my energy, to get jazzed up about the next thing. And I think God created things that way so that we wouldn't be islands to ourselves, and so that we would continue to make the connections needed to better ourselves and better the world. It's not healthy to be on your own all the time. You need some time alone, but you also need some time with others. And if you can't stand so much of the input and all of the impulses going on out in the world because you are an introvert and you need your space to yourself and you don't want to be around a lot of people, this kind of work as a solopreneur is excellent for you, but also you have to be careful that you don't get so by yourself that you never let anyone in any capacity. So even if it's just something as simple as being a part of a Facebook group and joining in when you can, collaborating with others, sharing your ideas and having them share back with you, then do that. And if you can take a couple of steps forward further than that and maybe have in-person sessions or virtual sessions, if you can't host it, be a part of someone else's virtual session, see what a coaching session feels like and be on the other end where you're being coached and be part of that. I've joined mastermind groups just to have that experience so that I wouldn't feel lonely in my solopreneur journey. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. You don't have to be alone. That's what communities are for. Find your best version of community and jump in. And that's all I have for you today. I would love for you to hit subscribe, like this video if it's been helpful to you, and don't forget about my course, Content with Confidence, and I look forward to talking with you next time.